What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. So, guys, I want to talk about women's rights before we get into this particular show. The reason is women have fought for a lot of equality as far as it turns as, their earning potential, educational potential, being able to be a strong, independent woman. And we have seen strides amongst females, especially women of color, in the last 25 years. It cannot be denied. We've seen a more of an equal playing field with women getting into the healthcare system, women in the private sector, women in politics is becoming more normal now. Everything is getting as it seems on the outside as far as professional opportunities and women obtaining status is getting better. However, some things remain the same, okay? And no matter how much we try to condition men to abide by these particular rules of toxic masculinity, some things are just going to be the same. In 1919, my grandfather was born, okay? Men who had a lot of resources or who had a lot of status will have options amongst any woman that they want for the most part. Not want, but they'll have opportunities. 2023, while women have made their strides, what have we seen as women have become more independent, more strong? It doesn't matter to the guys that are in the top percentage as much. Look at what Omarion just said to Shannon Sharpe. I don't need or desire the pressure of just being with one woman. I don't need it. Don't want it. I might want something on Monday. I might want something on Tuesday. But see, what we're also not talking about is because feminism is so rampant, and I understand it empowers ladies, it depowers men's ability to want to take care of women or be faithful to one woman like before. Look at what's going on with Nick Cannon. Guys have figured out a way to beat the system now. And I'm going to just keep talking about this. It's important. A lot of men can do this now. Okay, my business makes $100 million a year or $1 million a year. I'll make myself an employee of the company, pay myself $50,000 a year, and I will have all of these babies by these ladies, and they will go along with it. That's one thing that people don't understand. A woman's nature for a guy who is successful or who is affluent or who looks nice or all of the above, that feminist stuff is not going to matter so much so when it's the top guy. It's just nature. Top guys understand this. I told you guys, like for those of you who were born in the who lived in the 90s and even in the 80s, late 80s, guess what I can recollect? All the guys had wives. Larry Bird, wife. Magic Johnson, wife. Was there cheating going along? Yes. Even James Worthy said he used to be banging chicks out at halftime. But James Worthy, wife. Everybody. Today, Russell Westbrook is married. Chris Paul's married. LeBron's married. Steph Curry's married. Draymond Green's married. Anthony Davis is married. But not so many guys are married like before. Because why? What's going on with women today have made men think about their position on wanting to be with one woman. And what guys are saying now is, one woman can't do it for me. One, I have the opportunity to have many of them. Two, marrying one of them is not worth it. Three, if I can have more than one of them, they're going to let me get away with it. There you go. And while feminism has empowered ladies, it has somehow received a tremendous trade-off that a lot of ladies were not expecting, which is what we're seeing now as a pandemic of marriages or a lack of marriages. This is what we're seeing around the country. This is, I'm in Africa, as you guys know. The young guys I'm talking to in Africa are almost running, and this is not as much as in America, right? Because people still get married here more. But this is not something that a lot of guys I come across are very interested in. They don't see much value in it as much as they used to. This is something that we got to talk about. A lot of brothers are not really looking into that like we thought. See, this is something that we don't talk about. Guys are seeing less and less and less value in the whole marriage concept. And what guys are saying, that if I'm rich, why do I need to get married to you? I can have multiple women, and you're not going to find too many more guys like me as Omarion, for an example. So this is what I need. I don't feel like you as an individual can be a strong enough candidate for me to leave the others alone. And guys have looked at this research, and I'm not saying that woman doesn't exist, but if you look at the research, look at Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro is married to Grace Hightower. I'm not saying that he had a bad mistake or made a bad mistake, but then hindsight is 2020. Robert De Niro was like, now I got a baby, I'm not even married to the lady. What was the point of me getting married to her? And now when you have guys moving like this, here's what happens. And I'm telling you, this is what's happening in society. When men start valuing ladies less and less and don't want to marry your women less and less in any country, that's almost the beginning of the end for the society. Societies that are going to be very successful, you need that man to commit to that woman. Like, you don't need what Nick Cannon is doing. Just because he's rich, he's with a whole bunch of different chicks, but he's not there. You need a man to come out and say, this is the woman that I have. I understand cheating happens and stuff like this, right? But this is the woman that I have. This is the woman that I'm dealing with. So because that is the woman that I am dealing with, I'm going to love her. I'm going to marry her. I'm committed to this family, and I'm going to invest in this family to develop. So I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm going to put the family on my back. I'm going to work with the men in my community to put the family on my back. We're going to take care of the women in our community. We're going to take care of our kids in the community. We're going to provide opportunities for our kids. This is what you need. This is the mentality that you need. Any successful community or any successful nation has this mentality. They have to. When men decide that they don't want that mentality, what they're saying is the women are not worth me committing to long term. Not fully. I don't want to deal with this lady on her bad days or even on her good days every day. In fact, whenever there is conflict, I would rather not talk to her. So I need to switch up the days. And I can, because no matter what, somebody's going to say yes. That is actually true. And we know that it's true because these men are not getting the value for what it is from that one lady. And that's why you see all these guys who these women want so much are going, and it's bad, right? The men that want to marry these women, they don't want them. Now, the women that want these men want them one day a week. This is not all the time, but this is what you're having right now. The guys who want to build a family and a system with the woman, they don't want these guys for the most part. The men that they really want also don't want to be serious with them. And now you have this particular issue or problem. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.